Hello, is that Marilyn Ashford Brown?
Yes.
Hello, Marilyn. This is Lee here from Heartfm in Spain. How are you?
Hi, Lee. How are you?
I'm very, very well, and it's a pleasure to speak to you.
It's a pleasure to speak to you guys, finally.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about the first time. My phone, I guess the reception's not that good, so you probably couldn't reach me on the cell line.
Oh, don't worry. We've got you now, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Right,
Okay.
now, you've had a really good history in music. Starting out, I understand, with singing contests at when you were in Washington, D.C., when you were a child, you used to enter every single singing contest at school. Is that right?
Yeah, I loved music when I was growing up, so if there was a talent show, I was always in it. And I first realized that I loved music when I joined the Glee Club in elementary school. So it was just something that I just did, and then I ended up, the first talent show I did by myself. I was very nervous, but then once I got up there and I saw how people responded to me, I liked it, and I wasn't as nervous anymore.
Now, did you grow up in a musical background? Were your parents sort of musical or anything like that?
Well, you know, my mother used to sing a lot when I was a little girl. I used to hear her singing a lot. And then her brother, my Uncle Harvey, he sounded so much like Sam Cooke. Are you familiar with Sam Cooke?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my uncle sounded exactly like Sam Cooke. He could really, really sing. And on my mother's side of the family, we have a lot of musicians. My cousin has a band. So I think my music comes from my mother's side of the family.
Can I just say, you have the most gorgeous speaking voice.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. That is so kind of you.
No, it's so warm and sort of, just like your singing voice, it sort of draws you in. Anyway, enough. Sorry. Then you went on to university, the University of District of Columbia, and there you joined SAS. What was SAS?
Yeah, I did. What happened, I was with the group Nature's Children, and then everybody started getting married. I didn't want to get married at the time, and I wanted to still sing. So I was going to UDC, and I was studying business administration. And a girlfriend of mine, her name was Charlene Jones, we call her Cleo, she was about to join another group. And she called me and she said, Marilyn, you have got to join this group that I'm getting ready to join. I said, well, what is it? And she said, well, the group isn't together yet, but they're putting together a female group and we need to come up with a name. And she said, and it's going to be 4 of us, and I think you should be a part of it. So SAS it was 4 initially. And then Karen Scott from Chicago, she and her husband moved back to Chicago because SAS was formed in Washington, D.C. Mm-hmm. So she left and she went back, so it remained the 3 of us, which was Willa Peters, Cleo Jones, which is Charlene, and myself. And we had this amazing harmony that was just amazing. And Willie Lester found out about us. He was one of the producers of Mainline Productions, which was with Prelude. And they started using us in the recording studio to do a lot of recording background vocals. And that's how SAS pretty much got their names out there. And we were singing a lot of background, and Al Johnson was producing a lot of the music for Mainline Productions. And the song, Can You Handle It, that Sharon Redd actually ended up recording, was actually supposed to be our first release. But unfortunately, we parted ways with them, and this song became a really huge hit for her. And the thing about it was that they took our lead voice, which was Charlene Jones's voice. They took her lead voice off, and they kept the background, which was all of us, and they put Sharon Redd's lead vocal on. And we were just we didn't know about it for a very long time. Actually, I'm just finding out that they kept the background vocals. So it was just amazing to know that it went on. It could have been our hit, but it was for her, I guess. Because that's the way it turned out. Yeah, it is, but that's the way life goes.
Well, every time I listen to that tune now, I'm going to think of you because your voice is on there.
Thank you.
Now, SAS did some, as you say, some amazing session work. And you actually toured in Europe as well, didn't you?
Yeah, we came over in 1980 with Bobby Thurston. And we did we did so many concerts, and we started in London, and I think we left there, we went to Scotland, and we went to Wales, and there's a place called Skegness. I don't know if you're familiar with that. We did that. It was just so many places, and we were actually supposed to come to Amsterdam, but I had to go back because I had a job, and I wasn't sure how, what the outcome of the tour would be as far as me being able to make a living. So I had to go back to America. So we had to cut it short. But we toured for like 6 weeks because we got here I would say the third or fourth week. It was the third week in August, and we stayed through the end of September. So it was a pretty good tour, and we had a lot of fun.
When you returned to the US, you met Max Kidd. And
yeah, we did. Are you familiar with him?
Another name.
Okay. We met Max Kidd. Max Kidd heard about us, and he wanted to record us. He wanted to do an album on us. And at that time, we had parted ways with Mainline Productions, but we were still very close with Bobby Thurston. So we got with Max, and Max took us to Philadelphia. He had made communications with Dexter Wansell, who had done a tremendous job with the Jones Girls, and we loved the sound. And though our voices and our harmonies were similar, I think the quality and the volume of our voices was more compatible to that of the Emotions, because the Emotions had a very strong volume to their voices, and the Jones Girls had great harmony, but our volume was a lot stronger than theirs. But we loved their voices, we loved their harmonies, and Dexter loved the sound that we got, and he always said we reminded him so much of the Jones Girls. So we did that with Dexter. We recorded, I think we did 4 songs, and I think they released 3 of them in London. One of them was Baby Talk, City Life, and I Didn't Mean It at All. And I think I Didn't Mean It at All was really big in Europe. The group just broke up before we got a chance to promote it and to do a tour on that song. So, so many things went wrong. And after the group broke up, I got really depressed. And because that's all I knew was a singing group. And I didn't have the confidence that I myself do a single like as a lead vocal. I just did not, because I was always comfortable in the background. And one day I just decided they had this place in DC called Mr. Henry's. So I decided to go up there one night because they have this open mic night on Tuesdays. And I went up there and I sang this song, and I got a standing ovation, and that's how I started singing. So from that point on, it gave me confidence that I could do this. So I got with Al Johnson, and I told him I wanted to record some music. I started writing, and that's how I started developing Marilyn Ashford. And I was Marilyn Ashford for a long time, until 95 when I got married. And my husband, Mike, insisted that I extend my name. But, I met a lady at a bar one time when I was singing there, and she said, I love the way that name rolls off the tongue, Marilyn Ashford Brown. And my husband was standing there, and he was like, see there, honey?
It sounds so cool.
Yeah. I just got back from performing at the Baltic Soul in Hamburg, Germany. Yeah, and that was... Go ahead.
We were going to ask you about that, because that must have been fantastic.
Oh, my God. It was such an experience. The people were amazing. The sound, the quality of the PA system and everything was great. So it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun.